Hey everyone, Mike Harris, Director of Public Policy for Gun Owners Action League, and I am here with my very, very good friend Charlie Cook.
Thank you so much for being here. I am honored to be on with Mike Harris, the winner of the Defender of Liberty.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Come on.
No, how can I forget about that? It was the most unexpected thing ever. It was awesome.
It's great.
It was very
Congratulations,
cool.
man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
This is all the hard work you're doing, man.
Was that, but it was also just cool working with the SAF guys. Like, it's the culture over there at Second Amendment Foundation feels different and like really like robust and like new.
It does.
It's cool.
I say all the time
They have
that
a really good crew.
this there's nothing wrong with the NRA people. There's nothing wrong with the GOA or anyone else. But the SAF folks are my folks.
Yeah, I'm kind of, maybe it's, maybe you not poisoned the well. That's not the right phrase to use, but I don't know.
Brought you into the circle.
Well, I don't know what the positive analog for poison the well is. So I'll just say, I think maybe that might have been partially your influence, because I always tell people when I first started going to these events and doing these things, Charlie was my gun Sherpa.
Right.
He knew everybody. I knew nobody. And now almost everybody I know is because you introduced me to them.
The greatest thing to me, this was in it was in Dallas the first time you came, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
me and Jake.
Yeah, you and Jake, yeah. So we're walking somewhere. It's you and Jake, and we see Masad Ayub, and he says, "Hi, Charlie." And we keep on walking by. "Hey, how you doing, Mas? Good to see you." And you're like, "Oh my God, dude, Masad Ayub just said hello to you." Yeah. I'm like, "Yeah, I've had him on the show. I've talked to him a few times."
Awesome. Well, these when you first start showing up to this stuff, especially like when you're going to like these national events, like who the hell am I? I'm just this this state level schlub guy, and everybody already gives you a hard time when you're from Massachusetts at these events. Like, oh, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm the guy that should be here. Like, I need to learn.
I need to learn what you're doing. That you don't have to do all this crap.
But you're just I'm just getting started in this thing. I'm just some like law nerd from Massachusetts trying to figure out where I'm going, and you're walking through and you're seeing all these people that you've seen on YouTube and in magazines and everything, and doing all this stuff. You have their books.
I mean, the whole deal.
Exactly. Yeah. And like John Petrolino sits down next to us and I'm hanging out with what's his name, Cody Wilson from Defense Distributor. I'm like, holy shit, this is surreal. When you get into a culture of something, there's always the celebrities in there, even though they're they are what they are. But you're sitting there and you're like, holy shit, this is kind of starstruck for a second,
right?
And then you start to settle in a little bit, and you're like, all right, they're people. I get it.
They are people. It's great, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
so much fun.
So anyways, all right, let's talk about you for a second. So
I am an expert in me. So
yes. All right, so let's go through it. So you are...
I was born a poor black child. No, just kidding.
Me and my dog, shithead. I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube.
Right, it's just a goal show.
But anyways, so actually, it's funny. So I actually went and saw Steve Martin and Martin Short last weekend.
Really?
At the Wang. That has nothing to do with firearms.
There's nothing to do.
It was just awesome. But all right, let's get back.
Let's stay focused, Chuck.
Charlie Cook, you let's go through everything. So you run Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
I've got Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
Yep.
It's a YouTube channel where I interview people in the cars. We drive around and talk about guns.
And if everybody knows Riding Shotgun, the expression behind that, you explain it at the beginning of every episode in the intro. But it's back in the Old West, I guess.
Yes, back in the Old West, because they had to have somebody that rode shotgun. There was the guy that was the driver, and the person in the passenger seat rode shotgun and carried a gun in case they ran into undesirables that they had to shoot.
Yeah, it was like everybody drove a tank, except on a lower scale.
Right, with horses.
Yeah, you had your 50 gunner and your driver.
Right.
Except it was a little different. Actually, it might have been 50. It might have been a 50 gunner back then. Just not automatic.
Right.
But all right. So Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding Shotgun with Charlie. I have these things called gun grams,
yes, those are fun.
where I put my passion for music.
Because you're also an accomplished musician.
I am an accomplished musician. My resume is fun. Back in my gigging days, I had a chance to. I hate saying it, open for Dolly Parton, but when you hear these things that says Dolly Parton gave money to kids to graduate high school in Pigeon Forge, I played at one of those.
That's cool.
Back in 1993.
All right, let's not do that. 1993,
back in the 1900s, a while ago, and so I did that when I was playing in a band in Nashville.
Cool.
And living the rock and roll dream, and we get to open up for Dolly Parton. open up for Dolly Parton, which was cool. And then a couple years later, I ended up back here in Massachusetts, and I got together with some of my buddies from college.
From Nashville to Massachusetts.
I went to college in Boston. So I went to the Berklee College of Music.
All right.
And have a degree in music education.
Cool.
And then I started gigging, and I played in the Motown disco funk band for 10 years.
That's awesome.
But it was
playing trumpet?
Playing the trombone.
That's trombone?
Yeah, I'm a trombone player. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I did
I like that this is a family-friendly show. I like that you said trombone player.
A trombone player. Yes. Yes. Not a trombone-ist. No, you weren't looking for that either.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. So, I played trombone for 10 years, and we opened up for Ray Charles one time. I think
That's cool.
Patti LaBelle played for us one time.
God.
And Meatloaf's daughter hired us to play at her wedding. So that was pretty cool. So he came up and did a 10-minute version of Mustang Sally with us. Him and the lady that sang Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
You never told me that story.
This was
awesome.
cool too.
You know who would love that is my wife.
Oh, really?
Loves Meatloaf inexplicably. Yeah. Loves Meatloaf. I don't know why. She could
great.
sing you like almost every word to "Bat Out of Hell" like the entire album.
Oh, that's
don't
awesome.
know why. Makes no sense to me.
So quite
It's
all right,
very
man.
outside of her usual
Outside of her
music
wheelhouse,
tastes.
right?
But all right.
So Gungrams. So I started. I've been playing trumpet at work when I teach for decades, and I started playing the trumpet with the left hand.
Yeah.
Because I could go over and my funny line is I used to hit kids play the trumpet with one hand and hit kids with the other. But I ended up playing the drum parts and pointing and moving kids' fingers around and all this kind of stuff while I'm playing trumpet with my left hand. And I was talking with one of my friends, and we may have had a couple of adult beverages, and he says, "You know what, man? I'd stopped gigging by then, and the gigging days were done and over." And he says, "You get that little look in your eyes when you talk about playing music, right?" And he says, "You get
I understand it. I mean, I get it."
Yeah, and he says, "You get the same look in your eyes when you talk about shooting guns." He's like, "You should put the two of those together." And I'm like, "Well, that seems crazy, man." So I took a class in 2013. I took the I took the combat focus shooting class. That's what it was at the time.
Yeah.
I know it's something else, but it was with Rob Pincus and John Green at the Worcester Pistol and Rifle Club. And Pincus goes over one-handed reloading.
Yeah.
So I worked on one-handed reloading, and I worked on the Blue Danube. So I played bum ba da da da, right? And then I figured out where I could do a one-handed mag change. And then since I live in Massachusetts, I had to use 10-round magazines.
So you'd play very short songs.
Right. So I've got to figure out exactly where I'm doing mag changes and stuff. And I drop the mag, reholster, remag, bring it up and shoot it in, I don't know, less than a second maybe? Like, it's pretty quick.
That's
right?
awesome.
And then I put the Glock down, and I picked up my big 357 Smith & Wesson Model 19 with a 6-inch barrel for the last shot, which was cool.
And that's how that was born.
And I did that in 2014.
That's cool.
Just at the whim of my buddy. And then in 2015, it was one of my friend's son's birthday, and I hate it when kids sing cha-cha-cha on Happy Birthday. I hate it as a parent, and I hate it as a musician, right? I hate it on all the levels you can hate it. Yeah. I hate it. So I figured what I would do is I would play Happy Birthday for him, and I would shoot the cha-cha-cha with my AR. So I got the trumpet in one hand, I'm holding up the AR with the other, and so I did that, and then it became a thing, right? Da 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 da. So that became a thing, and this was in 2015. So I started making a bunch more videos, and it went from Happy Birthday to bum ba dun dun bum ba dun. So I'm doing the Indiana Jones theme, and then I did ba 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 bum,
The Addams
ba ba ba
Family.
bum, right. And then I got a call from a TV show, or I got an email from a TV show, and they said, "Hey, are you the guy that plays the trumpet and shoots a gun?"
Yes.
I said, "I am." So they said, "Look, we want to use a couple of your videos for this show called Right This Minute." And they do viral videos. So I'm like, okay, that'll be cool.
Sure.
I'm charging people money for these now because I'm like, I'm charging a whopping
people are doing requests.
$30. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, dude, you want me to do one for you? It's going to cost you some money here, people. So they did this on that TV show on Right This Minute, and then I get a phone call from a guy in Jacksonville, and he's like, "Are you the guy that plays the trumpet and shoots a gun?"
Yes.
Then I get a phone call from somebody in El Paso, Texas. I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy. This was the greatest one. I got a phone call from the producer of the Big John Howell Show in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
Now, I grew up an hour south of Chicago. He's on the radio station WLS. I used to listen to WLS. So I texted one of my friends. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be on the Big John Howell show right now. You need to tune in. Whatever you're doing, drop everything, put the radio on. And I did a gungram of Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellas, which is the song the Blackhawks play when they score a goal. So I'm dun 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 dun, right?
Yeah.
And they wanted to talk about that. So I bought a Blackhawks jersey from a friend of mine, and lo and behold,
at least they're an original 6 team.
So lo and behold, I'm whatever, now some YouTube star. And the only continent, I got like 300 videos on YouTube. A couple of them have been taken down.
Yeah,
I got a couple of when they take the monetization away and give it to somebody else because it was a copyright infringement. So yeah, I did I ended a relationship, and I did Justin Bieber's "Love Yourself," right? So I did that. And then
they demonetized that one?
They demonetized that one. So I'm like, oh, whatever. But so I started doing that.
And, so doing that.
And then,
And then you also, let me see, what we went through.
Riding shotgun,
gungrams. And then you also do a whole bunch of writing.
I do. So let's go back to this because this is relevant. I wasn't a gun guy growing up.
Oh yes.
And didn't become a gun guy until I turned 30 and had kids. And I said, hey, I've got little kids. I need to be able to protect them. I need to raise them. They're my responsibility.
Yeah.
I should probably get a gun license to protect us.
It's a good instinct to have.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I took the class in Shrewsbury, and at the time, the chief of police was an anti-gun wacko. Yeah, and so
that's not uncommon, especially back then.
I know. So at the time there was
we were still a May issue state back then.
We were still a May issue. This was 2002.
Yep, and it was all still like a subjective standard, like by town. It was
right, and we had the 3.5 licenses: the Class A, the Class B, the FID, and the pepper spray card,
the chemical card.
Yeah,
which they inexplicably brought back in Chapter 135.
Shocking! This is a bad idea. Let's bring it back.
Yeah, but it's only for the youngest of us that
right now
possibly need it the most. You know,
I'm going to say this: does a 12-year-old boy really need a pepper spray? Period.
A 12-year-old girl might.
A 12-year-old, against a 12-year-old boy for sure.
I'm just saying.
But 12-year-old boys, you can see them fooling around and horsing around.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, somebody's catching some spicy air.
That's right. they're getting the spices on them. So anyway, so I took it was I think it was August of 2002, just before my daughter was born, that I took the basic pistol class here at Gun Owners Action League, where they were on, I think it was Pearl Street, maybe?
Yeah, it was Pearl Street. Yeah, it was back behind like the CVS,
in Northborough.
Yeah, like right in the center of town.
So so I did the class there, and I shot goals Smith 617.
And this is where you fell in love with revolvers.
I was like, this is the deal, man. This is it. This is it. And I jokingly say I started shooting, and I'm like, does anyone know about this? Like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I think
how is this not everywhere?
Right, who else knows about this? This is an unbelievable thing. And then I started shooting, and I said, you know what? I think I could give up drinking for this. Right? I mean, not for forever, but for a little bit.
Yeah, just while you have it on you.
Just exactly. And so John Grimm's the first guy that took me shooting. And then he was like, listen, if you want to go to the range sometime, let me know. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I found out he went to the range without me, and I was upset.
I'm going to let you know right now.
Right.
It's the funny thing. So back when John used to teach before 135 and before the standard changed, where it was like, oh, you can't carry under the influence of alcohol, drugs, the vapors of glue. I remember he always used to like chuckle like every time he would say that.
The vapors of glue.
The vapors of glue. Yeah.
Oh man.
And he used to say that around the office just like to joke around.
That's great.
Thought that was
He's
the
the best,
thing.
man. I absolutely love John Grimm.
The legend.
Yeah.
He was actually so moving on to like another thing that you work on.
Yeah. I love this. Just tickling my ADD.
So dude, it's a big club, man. So John was actually mentioning this the other day, that he is kind of talking about wanting to go back to another GRPC. I was like, oh my God, please, you have to do that. That would be so much fun. I've never gone drinking with the guy, but supposedly it's really fun. I've had like small slices of it.
With gin green?
Yeah. Yeah. And those trips are usually you're not spent sober the entire time,
Right.
And a bunch of it's a bunch of like gun and military guys
Getting together, having drinks and cigars.
It's great.
Oh my God.
Talking about policy and all that other and how bad we have it in Massachusetts compared to everywhere else.
Absolutely.
But all right, let's go back for 1 second before we move on to GRPC and AmCon and stuff. You also do a whole bunch of writing.
So I do
For News 2A.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happened is
Petrolino, Mr. Journalism guy.
Well,
you got the bug.
Even before that. So in 2017, I got the Defender of Liberty, which was really cool. I got that for doing the gun grams because the gun grams had taken off by then. In 2019, I got the Blogger of the Year award.
Cool.
At Gun Rights Policy Conference.
From SAF, yeah.
Yes. And it was one of those things where Alan Gottlieb gets up and he starts talking and he's like, you know what, we're going to give an award to the next person for the Blogger of the Year, but things have changed, the media's changed, this person does stuff in video. The Ray Carter Blogger of the Year award goes to Charlie Cook from Riding Shotgun with Charlie. And I'm sitting next to a guy and it's like, hey dude, they just called your name. I'm like, I didn't bring a car. I didn't leave my lights on. Like, why did they call my name? He's like, no, you're getting an award.
Dude, it's so funny when that happens. So
I ended up, I ran around for 2 days and I'm like, Blogger of the Year, didn't write a word. Right? Because I'm like, that's how I roll. And then I reached out to Emmaland and I said, hey, I just got the Blogger. I have
Blogger of the Year,
I have an award-winning show. I need to do something about this. And they said, we'll run your show. You need to write 600 words for our SEO. And I'm like,
okay.
So all right, if that's the barrier to entrance, I'll start doing it. So that's when I started writing show notes. You will see when, I don't know whatever episode it was, you'll see there's 0 show notes, maybe a couple of links to, holy crap, there's an article here.
Oh, actually, you know what? That reminds me of something. Speaking of ADD. So, Goal, we drafted the petition for the repeal of Chapter 135. That came from our office internally. I wrote that. It was approved by our office, and my instinct is always just like, let's just get this done. We'll get it in there. We'll go and we'll do this. My brain never went to making things a spectacle. That's just always. I've always just been like Mr. Wonky policy guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I'm doing the research. I'm writing it down, and I get it finished. I'm like, all right, it's due by this date. We got to get it in there, and then we'll start get the signature thing going. And I talked to Jim. And he was, no, it was Toby first. Toby was like, Mike, you can't just bring it. We have to like make a thing out of this. Like we got
to make it a deal.
Yeah, we got to make a thing out of it. And Jim was like, why don't you call Charlie? Have him drive you into the city and do an episode on the way there. He's like, that would be awesome.
That'd be
like,
great.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got to
go anyway.
Thanks for filling the gaps in my instincts. I appreciate this, guys. So I called you and you were like, oh, yeah, it would be stupid not to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Charlie is the one that actually the petition was in the stagecoach on the way into Boston. That's how it got there.
Right.
It got there via Charlie's stagecoach.
The stagecoach. I call all my cars the stagecoach now. Yeah.
So is that stagecoach 1 or 2?
That was stagecoach 1. I've only had stagecoach 2 for about a year.
You're only on 2 now?
Yeah.
All right. So, oh man. That's crazy. So there's a ton of history in that. Somebody's driving around in an old Charger.
It's my daughter.
Oh, your daughter's driving around in an old Charger, has no idea that thousands of butts have sat in that seat getting questioned by you on the way to nowhere.
On the way to nowhere. It's my daughter drives my old Dodge Charger around. I've had Hickok 45 and awesome. John Hickok on the show. I've had Cam Edwards on the show.
That's sick.
I've had Dick Heller in that car.
That
right?
You said Masad Ayub too, right?
I was a rental. That was a rental car.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Masad Ayub.
Yeah. Oh my God, you must have had to turn the microphone volume up so high.
I had somebody.
You just lower the bass as far as you can, crank the treble on the EQ, and he's still not even registering.
It's great, man. I had someone message me. They're like, dude, you should turn his microphone up if you're going to drive a car with a Hemi in it.
What an unbelievable voice. I mean, just to backtrack, he did the voiceover for the video that Garrett put together for the 250 dinner.
For the dinner, yeah.
Oh, I get goosebumps every time that thing pops up. It's so good. It's so well done.
Out of all the things he does, he doesn't do radio.
I know, right? It's unbelievable. And he's just he does not look like he would have that voice.
No,
like
not at all.
If you didn't know who he was, he doesn't. He's kind of a small guy,
Thin,
incredibly dangerous.
Like totally. He'll kill you without blinking an eye.
But oh man,
But you have to. He has to have the opportunity, the ability, and the intent.
Yeah, and the reason. I would never want to give him a reason.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But yeah, so you played an integral role in the
Getting that
petition getting to Boston. You were there for the entire live stream. I think. Did you sign? Yeah, you signed it. You were one of the original signers.
Yes,
Yeah, you were in the top 10.
Yeah, for the petition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were one of the original 10 signers. I made you go to the town hall and get your certificate
To get my certificate, right.
And what a hassle that was.
It was so stupid. Toby went through the worst, and this was great.
I know.
I took mine. I got a half a piece of paper. I folded it up. I stuck it in my pocket. Toby's got to drop $30 to get 3 copies of his. He gets up there, it doesn't even get accepted.
They didn't even do it right because the town halls don't know what they're doing when you bring this stuff up. And
Shocking.
I'm not unconvinced that sometimes they politically forget how to do this stuff. But it's so funny when you look at the process and how difficult it is, and then you look at the fact that the U.S. Constitution is based on the Massachusetts Constitution, and then you look at how many places in the original document the direct vote of the people is removed. Like senators were never directly elected until the 17th Amendment. They were appointed by the state legislatures. You don't vote for president. The Electoral College does.
Right.
You don't vote for Supreme Court justices. And the establishment of the court system was through Congress. Like, that's what it was. So there are 4 instances in the U.S. Constitution where direct democracy was removed.
Wow.
So looking at the constitutional process to get a question on the ballot, I'm surprised that they even allow us to do that in this state, because the framers just were not big fans of democracy as a concept. But
it's
the
why
process
we have a constitutional republic.
Exactly. Bingo. So, but it's an incredibly heavy duty, difficult process to go through. And I mean, everybody who signed the petition and has seen the results of it understands kind of what it was and what it looked like. I mean, we got 100,000 signatures, and we're still stymied in our ability to suspend this stupid law. So, it's kind of where we are. That was just a little tangent for you, Charlie. But yeah, so yeah, you do a whole bunch of writing. You do a whole bunch of
writing.
Stuff.
So yeah, so the way the writing kept kicking off is I describe it as it was kind of like I'm going to wait for you. Yeah, it was kind of like a junior high dance, because the guys at News 2A, which are some guys out of Jersey, they started a website after Bruin. And Petrolino became friends with them and started writing for them. And then he went to them. He says, hey, there's this guy, Charlie. He's got a show. I think I could get him to write an article for you. And then he goes to me and says, hey, if you write an article, I think these guys will publish it. So it was, do you like him? I think he likes you. Do you like her? I think she likes you. Do you want to write for them? You might. Do you want to write for him? I think I'd like to write for them.
Maybe.
Right. So it was so stupid, right? And
he passes you a note with 2 check boxes on it.
Exactly. Do you want to write for me? Yes or no?
A paper airplane.
So I started writing for News 2A, which was really cool. And I still try to keep my stuff around the articles around 600 words or so.
That's good. I mean, that's solid.
I went to 8 of the 11 gun law listening tours, and I wrote about each of those.
Yes, you did. That's actually one of the spots where we got kind of a lot more friendly on that stuff, because we just sat there in our disdain for all of this stuff that happened.
That's
where we first hung out with John Colas too, and you guys have become buddies.
Colas. So I met I'm going to say I met him before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So somebody reached out to me, and
he's another one I want to have on here too.
Yeah, he'd be
he's
great.
An interesting guy.
He'd be great. Yeah. So he was on a show that somebody heard about, and they said, "Hey, he's from Massachusetts. You should have him on your show."
Pistol Practice, by the way. That's his
book.
thing.
Yeah, it's a great little book.
Yeah, he can shoot the wings off a friggin' fly. He's a hell of a shot.
He is. It's the whole practice thing, man.
Yeah, it's true. It does work. Who would have guessed?
He wrote a book on how to practice to shoot, and it works.
So, all right. So another one. So this is interesting. So interesting. You are also the resident firearms expert for
WTAG in Worcester.
Yeah,
so
that's a cool one.
It is pretty cool. So I've got FOMO, which is really bad, the fear of missing out.
Do we all have that at a certain point when you're doing this kind of stuff?
It's not even this. I would be teaching classes on Saturdays. It's a beautiful day outside. And the next day, one of my friends I'd see on their Facebook page, they're like, "Oh, we went down to Newport for lunch." Or we hiked Mount Wachusett. Wachusett. We hiked Wachusett on Saturday. And I'm like, I'd like to be doing that, but I'm working.
Yeah.
Right. I'm teaching classes. So I have the FOMO. I have another friend that does a radio segment on his local area. And so after the shooting at the school church, the Catholic school in Minnesota, I reached out to them. I listened to WTAG in the afternoon, and I was an occasional listener of the show, or the station. But I listened to it that day to see if they were going to talk about it because I wanted to call in. And I used to call into WTKK and talk to Jim and Marjorie. Yeah, I used to listen to them.
I probably heard you. I used to listen to them all the time.
They used to hang about me all the time.
Just to get angry.
The coolest thing is this. You call into a radio station in Boston, you hang up, and one of your friends calls you, and they're like, "Dude, were you just on the radio?"
Like, yeah, I was.
I was. Yes, I was.
I got through to Opie and Anthony once.
Oh, that's cool.
When they were on XM. That was funny.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. So I reached out to Danny Ferrantino. He's the afternoon guy on WTAG, and I said, "Hey, if you want to talk about guns, I'd like to be your guy." He's like, "That sounds great. That sounds cool." So he wrote back to me and he says, "What do you? I'd like to have somebody. What are you thinking?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't expect him to say yes." Right? Now I got to come up with a plan. Yeah. So I said, "Let's do it." I looked at my schedule and
You're
I said,
a content machine.
There we go. A content machine. All right. I'm cranking it out because I'm full of it. That's why. So he says, I looked at my schedule. I said, let's do it on Fridays at 4:00, and we can call it either Firearm Fridays or Freedom Fridays. Yeah. So we call it Freedom Fridays at 4:00, and I call in. I do one segment. We talk about some stuff that's been going on in the news.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So you were just recording one of those right before you came in here, actually.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. We were. What did we talk about? We talked about something that came out of UMass Amherst about how when there's a mass shooting somewhere, there are a lot of voters come out within like a 5 or 10 mile area where the shooting is to vote against gun control, but then doesn't change anything else on how they vote. Yeah. So it's cool. It's fun.
Most firearms issues, most firearms owners are we're getting squeezed so constantly that I find that most firearms owners are like become like default single issue voters. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's so strange. It's such a strange phenomenon because you don't start out that way.
You don't. You're like, well, I think I like this guy. Whatever. But then you become a gun guy. You're like, yeah, dude. Yeah. If they're pro gun, I'm for it. If they're anti gun, If they're neutral,
exactly. And it's one of those things where I feel like people who are not involved in this world and don't value that portion of American society or this value, you don't understand how valuable it actually is to you. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like it's everybody says, oh, it's the right that secures all the other rights, and it's absolutely true. Like the culture of this whole thing, like everybody I talk to who's in this understands like intrinsically like how important
absolutely
the Second Amendment is to the rest of the Constitution.
I was listening to a show recently and they were talking and saying that in states where it's oppressive, right? Like here in Massachusetts, we live in occupied territory. And it was somebody in California, and they said the people that live in states where it's more difficult and more expensive, and there's more training. These people are more into the Second Amendment issue
and preserving
than than when you go to free America and people are like, yeah, we just go to the store, we buy guns, and they're like, yeah, we don't really know about legislation, and we don't really, whatever.
Yeah, you take it for granted.
Yeah,
it's not until you're. I mean, it's not until you're like under the gun. Unintentional, but until you before you really understand what it is. I mean, you're not, if they're not trying to take it away from you, you're not in like a battle ready position.
It's not a concern.
Yeah,
it's not a concern until they do something.
Yeah, you're not poised for a fight unless you're about to have one.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It'll be interesting to find out what happens in Virginia after the election, because because I mean, it was what was it, 20? It was 21. Was it 21?
Glenn Youngkin.
They had 40 or 50,000 people from the VCDL in Richmond.
Virginia is also so weird. I think their governor, I think you can only serve one term at a time. I think you're term limited to one term. I don't think you can serve two in a row.
Really?
So yeah, I think that's, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I
don't know.
But Glenn Youngkin wasn't running, and he only won in 2021.
Wow.
It's just, I believe that's the case. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's that's what it is.
I don't know. We'll have to talk to some of our Virginia friends.
Yeah, but it's Virginia's an odd place because it's far enough south where you get a lot of conservatives, and you also have the Republicans,
Northern Virginia.
But you also have the Republicans that live there that are, that work for the FBI and the CIA and defense contractors and all that stuff there. But it's also it's an entirely government dependent population.
Oh yeah.
Not to say like they're on the dole or anything, but like they all work for the government or work in an industry that's tangential to the federal government.
Yeah.
So you get a whole bunch of status types that are there also that vote. They usually tend to vote Democrat for the big government party. So traditionally, I know it's kind of a little bit different now, but so I don't know. Virginia politics are very, very weird to me. I've never really been able to get like a total handle on it. I'm sure if you lived there, it would be a little different, but
for sure.
I watch Nick Freitas just like everybody else. He's fun, but it seems like a weird place to be a conservative.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, not that Massachusetts isn't
about right,
but
well, there's 37% of the voters in the Commonwealth are Republicans, and
I don't really think it's that much.
I thought this is what it was a couple months ago.
Oh God, I hate sneezing on these because I don't like editing stuff out on this. But no. So I think the registered Republicans are only like 16%.
Really?
But I think it was like a 37% of people voted for Trump.
Ah, gotcha.
Because the registered Republicans is by far the smallest population of like the major parties,
right?
But I think registered Democrats only like 30 or so odd percent, and then the rest, the like by far the largest majority is unenrolled voters. So Massachusetts is a weird place too because you have people who just like pull whatever ballot they want to at the primaries.
Yeah.
It's a very strange place. It used to be before. I shouldn't say before because we've always had universities, but until the 60s, Massachusetts used to be a weird like mix of like working class, like leftist, like fiscal policy and like right wing like conservative values because everyone was like a Catholic. Right. And then I don't know. Things have kind of shifted lefter and farther left since then. Oof. It's very odd.
Yeah.
And I always blame the Kennedys for creating like lifelong Democrats.
Error.
But that's really not the case. But I don't know. It's just such a weird place because Mass should be like New York, where like the cities are really blue and then the rest of the state's really red.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not the case here because all of our colleges are out in like Western Mass. Like the really, really liberal colleges are out in Western Mass. So we have this like giant area of like farmland and open space and stuff. And it's just populated by like 20-year-old communists. It's very strange.
It's a little bizarre. That is a little bizarre.
But anyways, so the last thing I really want to get into, and it's kind of one of my, it might be my favorite event of the year because I learned the most from it. But when you go to Gun Rights Policy Conference, there's the, it's the 2 days of you know, all the lectures and all of the speakers and the program and everything is Saturday and Sunday. But on Friday morning, there is I don't know, how long have you guys been doing it? Like 5 years at this point?
No, maybe since 2017
Since
or
2017. But there's another group that is, I don't know, you guys are associated with GRPC, but like it's odd.
Right. So it's called the Alternative Multimedia Conference,
Yes.
or we just call
So
it
it's
AmCon.
called AmCon.
Yep.
And it's awesome. Like I said, it's my favorite event of the year because I learned the most from it. And it's just people who are in the industry who
are the media folks that want to
who get our message out there.
Right. And it started off with
it's why this whole studio exists, honestly. It's
love
not a joke.
Yeah, that's great, man. So it started off as it was, oh my gosh. It was really Gail Pepin's idea. Gail Pepin is Masada Ayoub's wife. She went to a podcast conference, and they said, "What do you talk about?" She said, "I talk about guns." And they're like, "Oh, well, we're going to go over here and talk to other people." So she's like, "Well, this is a bunch of baloney, and we need to have one of these for gun folks." And like I said, she went to the podcast conference.
Yeah.
So she talked with Paul Lathrop, who had the Polite Society podcast. He just started a new one a new show called The Reasonable Person. And so what he did was they said, hey, let's get all of our media friends together and let's have some sort of conference where we talk about what we do, because we have people that are podcasters that don't know about writing. We have people that are writers that don't know about YouTubing. And we have YouTubers that don't know how to write or podcast.
That are in their own world.
Yeah, everyone's in their own separate world. And we're like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get together and talk about what we do and how we do it and share this with a bunch of people. So we've been doing this the day before the Gun Rights Policy Conference for 7 years, I guess now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 17 or 18 we started doing this. And this year
it was great.
Yeah,
this is my favorite one so far.
This one was really good. So what ended up happening is Paul Lathrop stepped back, and it was just there was a board. I don't know how I got on the board. I just know that I started.
They grabbed you. And
they
said,
they
hey,
really did.
What you're doing
they're
now.
like, you're invited to this Facebook group, and I'm like, cool. What is it? They're like, it's the AmCon planning board. I'm like, so what do I have to do? And they're like, we're going to have meetings. And
You
we're
have
going
to
talk
plan.
about this. Right? You have to plan. So this year, the last couple of years, there was no one to really lead the group. So we were having a Zoom meeting with some of the staff members and some of the board members, and they said, all right, we need someone not from staff to step up and do this. And everyone sat like this. And I went, and they're like, okay, Charlie, you got the job.
Everybody took a step back.
Yeah, totally. And I'm looking like, wait a second. It looked like Charlie stepped forward. I'm like, I didn't move.
But no, it's great. It's I always find that, and I say this all the time, like Second Amendment folks always keep to themselves because that's our instinct.
Totally.
Is to protect themselves. So by an extension of that, all of the Second Amendment media folks also kind of keep to themselves, especially in like the apocalypse that happened on YouTube a couple of years ago with everybody getting banned and deplatformed and all this other stuff, and then the changing firearm standards on YouTube. Everybody kind of self-protects and kind of silos themselves. And this event to me is one of the most important for like just the cause in general.
Yeah.
Because the message is really, and the ability to get the message out there and show people what this culture and this way of life actually is about is so important. It's almost just as important as the other work. And having people giving people an opportunity to discuss this stuff and talk to everybody else who's doing it and figuring out what works and doesn't work is tremendously important. So AmCon is super valuable, and I think it should be bigger than it is. But continue.
So what they did was they said, all right, so Charlie, you're the one that moved. You're going to be the leader. And I'm like, oh, I didn't want to do this either, right? So I took my I had some leadership skills from some other things that I did, and I said, all right, so we're gonna organize the meetings. We're going to have a list of things. I honestly could not have done it without John Petrolino, because John Petrolino's like, great, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a media kit. We're gonna have assets. We're gonna have, we need this, we need this, we need this, and I'm like, oh.
He's so organized. He's so good at that stuff.
Yeah, he totally is.
He makes me nervous whenever I get a call from him. I'm like, oh, sweet, it's John. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna have ideas that I can't follow through on.
Right? I hear you. So we organized things. We said, hey, we're gonna try to do some press and get out there. So I got to do a couple of radio shows here and there. We had some people write articles about it.
Yep.
Which are cool. So we got those out, and it was really good. We had I think 7 presenters. We had Amanda Suffolcool, Michelle Serino. We had Jared Markle. He's from the Student of the Gun, but he's also got he's got like a business coaching, firm. A consulting firm. We had Mark Smith. We got him to talk about how to talk about SCOTUS issues and concerns and how to phrase things and whatnot.
Yeah, that was
really good.
Listening to that guy speak, I felt like I was back in law school.
Oh,
for sure. It was like listening to like a lecture from a professor. It's like, oh, this is great, but also I'm nervous now. Is he going to call on me?
Right.
He's so brilliant.
He really is. No.
And you had Tanner Lineberry.
We had Tanner Lineberry, who's with Second Amendment Foundation. He's the digital
rebuilt their entire image. By the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They've been
what a pickup.
Yeah. So
what a grab that was for them.
Rebranding the whole Second Amendment Foundation to SAF and changing the eagle and everything. And then we had the great AI debate.
Yeah.
And this was really funny. So we're like, we should talk about AI. And there was one person that's like, I don't want anything to do with AI because it's bad. And we're like, well, how bad is it? He's like, it's bad.
He was forced to have something to do with AI.
He was. So I said we should call this a Royal Rumble and just have 4 people go out and argue it out and see who wins. Yeah. And they're like, we're not going to do that. I'm like, oh, this will be great. I'm like, all right, well, let's make it a formal debate where everyone gets 5 minutes and then they get 2 minutes.
And everybody in the room is friends. It's nice.
Of course. So it was really good. We had two people that were strongly for it, 2 people that were vehemently against it. One of them was Mark Walters, who was the first person to sue ChatGPT.
Look that case up.
Yeah. The ChatGPT accused him of embezzling $5 million from SAF.
From SAF,
yeah, which is nuts,
bizarre,
right? Because he's still doing a radio show.
Because it was also just completely invented. It had no basis in reality whatsoever. None. It was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hearing that story, like, almost made me throw up. But
yeah, it's crazy what AI can do. So so we had that, and then we had our keynote speaker was Michael Schwartz from Gun Owners Radio and from San Diego County Gun Owners, and he talked about he was the keynote speaker. His speech was called Walk Softly and Carry a Big Podcast.
Yeah.
And what he did is he had a politician on who was a former military and was billing himself as the pro-Second Amendment guy. And he's like, so how do you feel about ARs? He's like, well, assault weapons. He's like, no, we don't call them assault weapons. How do you feel about magazines? He's like, well, these high-capacity magazines.
Running for sheriff.
Like,
right?
And he's like, we don't call them high-capacity magazines. And he's like, so you really haven't done anything for the Second Amendment, but you're going to say you're a Second Amendment supporter. No, I don't think so. And he got him unelected.
Yeah, this presentation was like watching a torpedo in slow motion heading toward a battleship.
Great way to put it.
It was fantastic.
Because was
the way he was telling the story, it was just opening up, and you're like, oh, I can see where this is going. Right. This is going to be bad for this guy.
It's like Austin Powers, like, no, don't run over me. And he's got plenty of time to move, but you're just like, oh, here comes the steamroller.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great. So that's what AmCon is, and it's. I believe we're going to be doing it again next year, and if we can keep getting this moving forward. then we get to keep doing this, and it really is getting the great people. And what I tried to do this year is made sure we had people that were video folks like Mark Smith, and then we had people that were writers like Michelle Serino. She talked about what you have to do to submit articles to some place, don't send them drafts, don't send them links that are bad, don't send them pictures that need to be cropped, and
it's all about like how to be a professional writer.
It totally is. And I was telling Carrie Ann this yesterday. We were talking about something, and I said when I go to edit stuff, I have this little Petrolino that sits on my shoulder, and if I screw something up, he says, "Charlie, you're a professional. Fix it. And
Don't ruin this."
So I got to go back and like re-upload a video because I spelled somebody's name wrong.
Oh, I did that. I had to do that yesterday with the episode I did with Gino Recchia. They'd only uploaded like 19 minutes of like a 45-minute video, so I had to go back and like remove it because I didn't notice it until it was done. It had like the 45-minute counter on it, and then all of a sudden it said 19, and it had been up there for like 5 minutes. So I had to pull it down, and immediately got an email from a member saying like, "Hey, I think YouTube just screwed you guys," and took the video down. I was like, "Oh no, it was me. I'm sorry."
Right.
I had to take it down so I could re-upload it because it was something happened. He was like, "Oh, I thought YouTube was messing with you guys again." He's like, "I just wanted to give you a heads up." I was like, "I appreciate that very much." Like I would have very much appreciated that if that was the case, but it was unfortunately it was me.
And operator error.
Yeah, you do all this work on something and you don't want to just let it.
Totally.
But
so the AmCon's been great.
Yeah, AmCon's
and GRPC's awesome.
Yep.
The Gun Rights Policy Conference. I started going in 2016, and I'm going to keep going. It's to me it's old home week because you see all these people. You see all these people throughout the year on all their socials and interviews and whatever, and then you get to spend time with them and hang out. And
it's true.
It's the best. It really is.
I would recommend if you have a chance to attend a gun rights policy conference or something like that, you should go. It's not intimidating like a lot of the ones where you have to like walk around a big giant like exhibit hall and find people and stuff. You're in a basically a giant classroom hearing from the movers and shakers.
The movers and shakers. Yeah.
It's really cool. If you ever have a chance to go, you should do it. It's awesome. It's just a one weekend out of the year. It goes all over the country. You can wait till it's nearby or whatever, but it's a good time.
It's great. I can't imagine not going.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's my favorite event of the year. It's nice to hear, the big like NRA annual meeting and stuff, and a lot of that stuff is fun to go to because you get to see all the new gear and you get to run into people and make contacts and stuff. But actually being in a room with all these people and listening to what they do for a living and what's working in their state, what's not working, how you get it done, like who you need to talk to, where to get this done, and having folks from the administration there talking about like what the DOJ is actually doing is it's invaluable. Like I get a lot out of it for this job, hearing from a lot of those folks in other parts of the country.
I mean particularly with what you guys are doing here, you need to know what's working in other states.
Yeah, it's huge.
And how they combat these issues in occupied territory.
Yeah. And making contacts over at SAF is a good thing to have too.
It is.
Getting in the Second Amendment Foundation's good graces is a good thing to do.
It is.
They're kind of the up and coming organization at this point. They are the ones who are getting their hands very dirty at this point. They're involved in like everything.
Everything. Yeah. They're involved
they're
in
huge.
I think they have they've been around for 50 years, and I think they have like 55 cases they're involved in right now.
Yeah, right
Somewhere
now.
around there.
Just right now.
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, we have our hands full with 10. So anyways, we're about to hit like the 50-minute mark. That's wild. This is the longest one of these has gone.
No, well, shocking. I can't stop talking. So. I always told my kids that if I could find a job where I could make money talking, I could be a rich man.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not working.
Well, you have to find someone that's going to pay you by the word.
Right. I'm on like Mitch Hedberg says, I'm on the get rich slow plan.
The get rich slow plan. Oh man! And with that, with a quote from Mitch Hedberg, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. There's no better spot to stop. But again, so Charlie, where can we find you?
You can find Riding Shotgun with Charlie on YouTube. You can find Gungrams on YouTube. You can find the Riding Shotgun audio version of the shows on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. You can find them on Rumble if you're a Rumble guy. You can find the show on AmmoLand News. I also write for Armed Lifestyle magazine as well as News 2A. I actually wrote an article for snubnoir.com too. I went to a snub revolver competition.
Charlie's a big revolver guy.
I am a revolver guy. Don't hold it against me.
No, not at all. That's badass.
I'd kind of like to move to, I see things that people say about revolver shooters, them being the Amish of the gun community and stuff.
You're like a grizzled 1940s detective.
That's the whole noir thing, man. But I'd like to try to become a guy that carries a bottom feeder. But
hell yeah. A bottom feeder?
Bottom feeder.
All right.
That's right.
We're done
with
here.
that. Anyway, so yeah, check out the Riding Shotgun, Snub Noir, News 2A, AmmoLand News, and you can find the show on YouTube. Look for Riding Shotgun with Charlie podcast video, all the stuff, all the socials.
Basically, if the internet was a dartboard and you closed your eyes and threw a dart at it, you'd probably hit Charlie at some point.
Somehow, somewhere.
So awesome. All right. Once again, I'm Mike Harris. I'm the Director of Public Policy for Gun Owners Action League, and this has been fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
All right, man. Take it easy, bud.